Okay, here is a video about the weekly status update. Um, Again, I can't even stress this enough, but to go along with the time tracking update or report that gets filled out like we talked about in the other video. And by Wednesday morning, billing is going to start compiling these things and doing payroll. If it's every other Wednesday, on Wednesday they'll do payroll, or they'll be sending out weekly bills. Along with the weekly bills, you guys won't have to be the ones actually sending it to the client. You'll just have to prepare it to be sent to the client. Payroll will be sending it to the actual clients, and they'll get their information to send it to based on this sheet where you guys put their email addresses and such. Um, please keep us updated, and each week not only will you be sending this out to them, but it'll also be something where we can kind of keep track of what we do. But I'll give you an example of what we'll do. So you'll come into the job files, you go into the templates. I'm going to find this weekly status update and we can reorganize some of the stuff. But I will not override that one. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to take it into my job file. Say I'm updating this job that doesn't have anything. I'm going to create a folder that is weekly updates, multiple of them. And I'm going to paste this in here. Maybe I'll even paste a couple. And then when I open it up in here, I'm going to fill out this update. It's very self-explanatory. Proposal type stays the same, weekly update. Date submitted is obviously the date, the Wednesday that you're sending it. The last update would be the last time you send a report. If it's the first one, it'll be not available like that. I'll get the caps on. Like this. Presented to the client, whatever their name is, their company name. Update number. So the first week it's going to be update number, 1. Obviously, the next week it's going to be update number 2. Obviously, and so you'll just keep changing that. I don't have anything to put in here. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. You put in the address and then whatever the product name, including the job number, is in that column. And then the purpose is going to stay the same. So I wrote in. I wrote in this little blurb. The purpose of this weekly update is to update the client. It is to update the client. There's already backwards. About the recent work done, what is being done currently, and what our next steps are. Our goal is to keep our clients updated on our status, keeping everyone on the same page, and generally, I just barely wrote this 2 minutes ago, and generally showing progress made throughout the project. These weekly updates will be accompanied by a weekly bill, with each hour's backup expected to be paid weekly. So those are the 3 things we're sending out. We're sending out a bill, invoices. They're grabbing your hours backup, which is based on that time tracking report, and they're sending out this report, all 3 every week. And this is just going to set us miles above. Like, this is going to get us so much work. It's unreal to do this kind of stuff. So it's totally worth it. Last week's update, if it's the first one, again, you're going to do a not available. Maybe do a couple of spaces to make it look, good or whatever. And if it's the second week, you'll literally just copy whatever the last week's update, copy it, and literally just put in, like, word for word whatever the last week's update was, just so they can see it when they help you go back to the last week. We put it there for them because it's easy. This week's update, you're literally just going to give an update, like you're presenting. What would you say to them? What have you done this week? What's being done this week? And then give them a little blurb of what's the next thing that we're doing. What are we doing next? Maybe put in things like timeline, estimated timelines, whatever. You'll send these to me prior to sending them out so I can review them and comment about them. And then eventually, once you guys get the hang of what I'm looking for out of them, in terms of wording, then we'll start getting them and going and send them out, and I won't even look at them. What our next steps are, and then potential issues that may arise. So if you see something coming that you think could be an issue or cost them more money, note it here. They'll see it. You can talk to them on the phone about it, yada, yada, yada. But we want it in writing. So if we ever ask them for more money for whatever reason, or something happens that they're not planning on, we warn them right here, is the idea of this. And literally, you're going to take this, you're going to go to file, you're going to print, not save as, you're going to print it as a Microsoft PDF or whatever kind of PDF your computer does. You're going to print it out, and print it out, and then you're going to save it in the job file. Whatever job file you're in. You're going to go to the weekly updates. You're going to name it. Everything gets named. I should go over naming conventions in the video, but I'm not going to have time today because it's getting later. But you're going to go this. You're going to say weekly update. You're right. You're going to say the job name. Rico 201 versus Beaverton. And then you're going to say whatever report number it is, and then whatever day you sent it out. And then what will happen in every job file is there's going to be in every single job file, there's going to be maybe one Microsoft Word, but there's going to be every single update from every single week in PDF form right here. You've emailed it to them, but it's going to be in every job file as well. So those are all going to be, that's what that is. So please make sure you fill all these. Honestly, I need one this week. So when you get to this video, if you want to just give me an update, it doesn't matter if it's Wednesday or not, give me an update on all the projects that you're involved in, so that we can kind of start sending out these bills to everybody. And that would be awesome. Thank you. That's what that one is.